Welcome to the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. Brought to you by Blue Sky Business Consulting. We discuss 5 questions in about 15 minutes. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the Team Engagement Podcast. As always, we welcome you to another exciting discussion about leadership and teams. And as always, I'm always very grateful to have our guests who are willing to take time and share their expertise and whatnot. And today, of course, is no exception. I'm happy to introduce to our audience Alex Podar, and she is a co-founder of Backyard Bookkeeper right here in Utah, South Jordan to be specific. Alex, thank you so much for taking time to be on the podcast today. What would you like the audience to know about Backyard Bookkeeper?
We are as our name is, we are your friendly bookkeepers because we want to make sure that you spend your time in your backyard instead of in your books. So we're here to help. Backyard Bookkeeper was established in 2008. So we've been doing this for 16 years. We're quite good at it. We have a team of 37 bookkeepers on staff right now. So we are one of the largest bookkeeping companies in the nation. There are lots of other bookkeeping companies, but they usually serve, like they do taxes and they do more full accounting. We only focus on bookkeeping.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, I know from experience, having worked with a lot of different companies, it's very much needed to make sure that the financials stay organized, ready for the tax preparer, but there's also some really valuable information inside of those financial reports. So all of you business owners, if you're not doing it already, make sure you have a good bookkeeper to help you with all of those reports so that you can make good, intelligent business decisions. So yes. Fantastic. All right, well, Alex, let's get started with our questions. The first question is about making changes. How does a business leader know when to pivot in their business?
Last year was one of those years for us. Basically, the past couple of years, we've been growing drastically, which means 30 to 50% growth annually. Wow. And last year, I realized I don't want to grow 30 to 50% annually. I actually want to grow 100% annually. But for that, I needed to pivot the company. I needed to stop. And last year, I said, this year, it's not about growth. It is about oiling our systems and our wheels. So we stopped in the growth. We took us as many clients on as we could, but we weren't going out to get clients. We weren't doing much marketing. Instead, we focused on training our people and getting ready for this year. And this year, we already crushed all of our targeted marketing efforts and sales efforts ever in 16 years. This year, we have signed up so many clients. So as a leader, you really need to know when to pivot. I love that question. I really love that question.
Great answer, because you really discussed that really well, because it is important to be willing to say, you know what, we need to make a little bit of an adjustment here. And before we can go here, we've got to go this direction so that we're prepared for the bigger opportunity. And yes. I really like that. That's great. All right, question number 2. If you would, share with the audience one of your company's core values and then how that value helps you make business decisions.
So the number one core value that we have is that we want to hire. Bookkeeping can be boring, okay? It's the day-to-day. It's just the same numbers, the same, maybe the same clients for many, many years. So it can be boring. So the number one core value in Backyard Bookkeeper is that we only hire people who actually love bookkeeping for its sake. That means we're putting our people through interview questions that identifies why they're loving it. So I'll give you an example, if I may. If somebody says, I love bookkeeping because it helps us organize, keeps me organized, and I do it for myself, and all of these things, is not the same answer as somebody saying, I love bookkeeping because I cannot stand it when I can't find that missing 2 cents when I'm reconciling the bank account. Then you're talking to somebody who's driven to find that 2 cents. It's exciting. So that's our biggest core value, is that we look for people who actually love it and they find it exciting.
That is such a smart approach, because too many times we go with the skill set, but there's a culture inside of a company. And your culture is, hey, we want to have people who absolutely love this because you know that they'll go that extra mile to make sure that things are accurate and that everything is as it should be in those books. I love that. That's a great example. Thank you for sharing that. Question number 3. What is one tip that you have for leaders in hiring, kind of interviewing and then hiring talent? You kind of answered a little bit already, but continue with that thought. What's something that leaders can do when they're trying to find and hire talent?
Do not hire them only in an office environment. Take them out to lunch. In more environments you can put them in, more you will see them getting comfortable with you, less they will feel intimidated, and it's more likely that they're actually going to give you answers, not what you want to hear, but what the truth is. And because you want to make sure that they are a true investment into your company, right? So you want honesty from the very, very beginning. That's my number one tip. Do not do not interview them just in an office environment. It's too intimidating. You want to get to know them. You want them to be part of your company.
Oh yeah, I love that because you said it very well. We get a different perspective in different settings. And
Yes.
then you get a more well-rounded 100% view of someone when you can get into different situations. I love that response. Great answer. All right, question number 4. You bet. Question number 4. What is one thing or strategy that you folks are doing in your company to help identify and then develop strengths within your company?
We are focusing a lot. So bookkeeping is one of those things that, you can learn the basics and you can get jobs, right? But there is a different kind of skill level that you need when you're working with multiple companies. You can be amazing bookkeeper working for one company. They do everything the same. They want every month the same reports. But when you're working for Backyard Bookkeeper, you are actually working with multiple, possibly 25, 30 clients, right? 25 to 30 different companies that are looking for different kind of reports. They have a different kind of growth scale, right? And you need to be up to date. We're basically handling relationships even more than just, bookkeeping relationship. We need to be there. We're your best friend in your company. We want to see you grow, and we want to train our people to know how to grow with the client. So we focus a lot on training and continuing education in our company.
Oh, very good. I really like that. Great. Thank you very much. And now our last question. This is the fun question here. So I always get my baseball cap on. All right, Alex, share with the audience a favorite memory from baseball or baseball memory that you'd like to share.
I wish I would have one. Who wants to take me to a game? I've never been to a game. I've been living in America on and off for 16 years, and nobody is even offered to take me to a game. So your audience better send me a LinkedIn message right now and take me, because I'll be with the funnest person ever.
I can tell you have a lot of high energy, and I think you would do well in a baseball game. You're familiar with the sport, right?
Yes, of course I am.
Watched it.
I've seen it on TV.
There we go. Okay. So here's what we need to do. You and I are both in Utah, and hopefully one of these days we're going to have a Major League Baseball team come here. But in the meantime, and you and I were talking about this right before we started the recording, there's it's a minor league team called the Bees, for those who are not familiar or they're outside of Utah. And they're building a new stadium very close to where your office is at. Is that right, Alex?
Yes, I'm planning on being there every week. I don't know what the season is, but I'm gonna be there. I will figure it out. By the way, speaking of bookkeeping and baseball, it's kind of the same thing. Some people think baseball is boring, right? So you want to make sure that the people who play baseball are not, just doing it for the money, but they actually love it. Otherwise it's boring, right? That's what I get from everybody, right?
That's exactly right.
There you go.
I love that comparison, because that is what happens. Everybody thinks that baseball is boring. And I'm one that says, yeah, if you just watch it, it is probably going to be boring. If you learn how it works and some of the strategy involved, then it gets a lot more exciting. So that's the way to do it. Well, Alex, thank you so much. I've really enjoyed this discussion about all of these things that we're talking about. How can people find you?
If you are in a need and you want to understand your numbers and you want to talk about bookkeeping services, you can find us on backyardbookkeeper.com. You can find me on LinkedIn. under Alex Podar. I go by Alexandrina Podar, but MIC-PODAR. There is nobody else on LinkedIn with that name, but mainly backyardbookkeeper.com. That's where we are.
Fantastic. Well, thank you again for taking time to be on the podcast. And thanks to all of you who are watching or viewing every single week. We appreciate you joining us. And I wish all of you wonderful success in your businesses as well as your personal life. Have a great day.
Thank you.
This is Sean Richards with the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. For more ideas, go to teamengagementpodcast.com. We also invite you to follow or subscribe to our podcast wherever you may be listening or watching. Is your business thriving? Go to tbs-score.com to find out. Thanks for joining us today. Have a great day.